The story began with Sawatari, a red-haired boy who mentioned that he had recently moved to a new apartment. His neighbor, a blonde woman named Oi, had also moved to the building where young Sawatari lived. He shared a little more about her, noting that she seemed very sad and was older than him. The neighbors gossiped that she was a divorced woman. Sometimes he could hear her cry through the thin walls, but he didn't think she was a bad person and didn't let the others' opinions influence him. He remembered how she kindly returned his wallet when he dropped it one night while returning home after working overtime. One day, Sawatari met Oi with a clearly drunk man. The man encouraged her to have a drink with him, praising her appearance, but she was in tears, unable to refuse, remaining silent, hitting the drunk man with his backpack and nervously commented that drunkards were like evil spirits and needed to be expelled. He asked Oi if she was okay, and she thanked him. He replied that it was nothing, saying that this is what the neighbors are for. However, with a sad expression, she admitted to feeling a failure for not being able to face a drunkard. Even though she was an adult, she apologized to Sawatari for feeling a burden and ran away, leaving him worried and confused. Later, tired of running, Oi reflected that Sawatari was a good person. A few days passed, and while she was hanging her clothes, she saw Sawatari on her porch. She decided to meet him to thank him for helping her that day, and asked if he was free, as he should be working. Sawatari explained that he had been suspended because the drunkard was an important person in his company. Worried, Oi offered to pay him the amount he should have spent that month, but he said he didn't need to worry about it. She apologized, feeling responsible for the suspension, but Sawatari reassured her by saying it wasn't her fault. He chose to help her. Oi then asked if there was anything he could do to repay him. With a playful smile, he mentioned that his grandmother had sent him a lot of vegetables, but he didn't know how to cook, so he asked if she could cook for him. In the next scene, Oi was cooking something in the kitchen. Sawatari praised her food, saying it looked delicious, to which she replied that no one had ever praised her cooking before. Oi was genuinely happy to receive the compliment, something that had never happened before. Radiant with joy, Sawatari said the food was fabulous. Lost in thought for a moment, Ikuro, when he returned to reality, said he could ask her to cook whenever he wanted. Sawatari joked that he would like her to cook every day, and she agreed with the smile. Later that night, Oi was lying in bed, remembering the boy's compliments. He realized he had never received so many compliments like that before, and felt a wave of happiness. She began to yearn to see him again, but soon became worried, thinking he was too kind and that she was just a useless crybaby. However, she ended up falling asleep before she could delve into these thoughts. The next day, after finishing her shift at the supermarket, Oi was taken by feelings of depression and uselessness. She cried silently, remembering that her husband had left her tired of her constant crying and feared that Sawatari would end up thinking the same. Despite the anxiety, she kept her promise to visit him and rang the doorbell in his apartment. When he opened the door, she shyly apologized for bothering him, but he, confused, only asked if she preferred coffee or tea, as he had bought both for her. Relieved that he did not find her uncomfortable, she smiled and commented on his kindness. A few days passed, and Oi was surprised by an umbrella when she was with the broken umbrella, a wedding gift from her mother. She bought some things at a store, but when she left, she realized that someone had stolen her umbrella. Too shy to confront the thief, she wished Sawatari were with her. At that moment, he appeared by her side, surprising her. Noticing her discomfort, he offered her his umbrella. She hesitated, saying she could buy another one, but the attendant informed her that all umbrellas had been sold. Sawatari insisted that she take hers and go home, while he stayed to do the shopping. Feeling that he needed to take more control of his life and stop being so afraid, Oi decided he didn't want Sawatari to see him as an inconvenience. When he left the store, he was surprised to see her still waiting for him. She suggested they share the umbrella to keep themselves dry. He praised her for being smart, which made her cheer up, and she insisted she wasn't that smart. They walked home together, and Sawatari invited her again to go to his apartment, saying he needed her. Meanwhile, the thief who stole Oi's umbrella found out he had broken the umbrella, leaving it soaked. Sometime later, Sawatari asked for Oi's phone number so they could keep in touch. She agreed, and he told her to send a message if she couldn't go visit him. Returning to his apartment, Oi was happy to have his number, but tried not to think too much about it. Oi felt divided, because she saw herself only as an older woman, not as a passionate teenager. Depression returned, causing her to fear losing Sawatari. She feared that if she sent messages in a very casual or childish way, he could get angry. Just as she was about to cry, her phone rang. It was a message from Sawatari asking if she would like to go shopping later, accompanied by a playful emoji. Feeling a wave of happiness, Oi replied quickly and threw herself on the bed, excited. She realized that only Sawatari's words were already able to make her smile and ward off her fears. Then they went shopping together. The first thing Sawatari suggested was to buy a new umbrella for Oi. As they walked, she chose a light blue umbrella and can't help but think that that walk looked like a date. They explored the store, and Sawatari pointed to some dresses and clothes, asking if she wanted to try any of them. He even suggested a set that he thought would look great on her. Oi chose a dress, and after trying it on, she was flabbergasted when Sawatari praised its appearance. She admitted that she usually didn't wear skirts, but decided to buy the clothes anyway. As they walked, Oi realized that they were near a restaurant where her ex-husband had taken her on their first date. She remembered feeling adult at that time, but didn't remember really enjoying that moment. Sawatari withdrew from her thoughts, suggesting that they went to a bakery with delicious desserts. Excited by the idea, Oi agreed, smiling happily. The chapter ended with the reflection that Oi had never felt adult before, but had a lot of fun that day. Later, while savoring the cake, Sawatari commented that they could go back there another day. Oi was so immersed in the thoughts of going out with him again that he ended up spilling paint on his chest, becoming extremely disturbed when trying to clean it. Oi started cleaning it, and Sawatari apologized, going to the bathroom. During this time, someone knocked on the door. Sawatari asked Oi to answer, thinking it was the delivery man. When Oi opened the door, the delivery man, seeing her, assumed by mistake that she was Sawatari's wife. Embarrassed, Oi quickly corrected him, saying that she wasn't his wife. The delivery man apologized, and Oi, with a deeply tanned face, signed the receipt carefully and discreetly. When Sawatari came back, he thanked her for receiving the package, and, noticing her red face, asked if something interesting had happened. Nervous, she denied it, but he pointed out that she was shaking and that her face was very red. She insisted that her face was always like that. Sawatari then commented that the package arrived at the right time and revealed that it contained materials to assemble a shelf. To his surprise, Oi quickly and skillfully assembled the shelf, showing that he had talent for this type of task. Oi commented that the shelf seemed too small to be practical. Sawatari, a little embarrassed, admitted that it was actually a spice rack that he had bought for her, since she always cooked for everyone, and thought that would make her feel more comfortable. When she tried to pay for it, Sawatari insisted that it wasn't necessary, saying that it was the least he could do for her. This gesture made Oi remember her ex-husband, and she had a flashback of when he questioned why she had so many spices in the kitchen. Oi had explained that he used the spices to prepare several dishes for him, but he wanted to throw them away, complaining that the kitchen was too small for so many things. She remembered how she felt helpless, divided between not wanting to oppose her husband and not wanting to throw away her favorite spices. Back to the present, Oi realized that all she wanted was to be a good wife and that her ex-husband would appreciate her efforts. Sawatari, on the other hand, genuinely thanked her and even asked her to cook something for him. Standing at the door, Oi, with a trembling voice, said that she would bring some spices for him. When she left, she realized that she was crying, but this time, they were tears of happiness. A few days later, while she was working, Oi said that she was finishing her shift. Unfortunately, that day she would have to work overtime and could not visit Sawatari's apartment. However, unexpectedly, Sawatari appeared, causing Oi to shout a little scream of surprise and happiness. As usual, he waited for her to finish work to walk home together. He commented that he didn't know she worked in a supermarket. Oi had thought he wouldn't see her that day. Sawatari explained that she had gone to buy ramen because she couldn't cook for him that day. Oi offered to prepare something for dinner since she hadn't eaten either. Sawatari, in turn, said that she had bought tea for her and apologized for always depending on her. Oi quickly agreed and replied that he liked to be someone he could depend on. As they walked past a bridge, Sawatari commented how the stars of the night were beautiful. Oi admitted that he had never noticed them before because he usually always ran home after work. Sawatari suggested that they could walk together at night whenever they had overtime, and Oi, cheering, agreed, thinking he could be happy while he was with him. After arriving at the building, Oi changed clothes and went to Sawatari's apartment to prepare dinner. She thought it might be a little risky to visit a man's apartment at night, but she felt safe because she had no plans to spend the night. Time passed, and after they finished eating, Oi, having eaten too much, began to fall asleep. Sawatari, without wanting to bother her and without any bad intention, gave her a blanket and a pillow. He noticed that Oi rarely talked about his past, even though they had recently been married. The next morning, Oi woke up and realized that he had slept in Sawatari's apartment. She cried, got up quickly and began to look for him. When she found him, she saw that he had given her his blanket and his bed, while he himself had slept on the floor. She thought to herself how kind he was. Suddenly, Sawatari woke up, scaring her. Oi offered to prepare breakfast, and when she got up, she noticed that they were running out of vegetables. Sawatari commented that if they didn't use it soon, they would spoil it. Oi was worried, thinking that without the vegetables, Sawatari might not need it anymore. At that moment, Sawatari's phone vibrated. Oi found the device first and saw the name Hana on the call identifier, which made her feel a bit jealous. However, Sawatari quickly explained that Hana was his sister, and Oi was relieved, although he realized that he was holding a knife and waited quickly. Hana told Sawatari over the phone that her grandmother was sending more vegetables and that she would take them to him. Hana then mentioned that she was already near the apartment, which made Oi a little nervous about meeting her. When Hana arrived, Oi was impressed with her beauty. Hana commented that her grandmother was worried about Sawatari, and then noticed Oi's presence, exclaiming, surprised to see that there was a woman there. After a brief explanation, Hana seemed to understand the situation quickly. She gave Sawatari a bag of vegetables and mentioned that there were 3 more boxes in the cart on the outside, which Sawatari went to get. As soon as he left, Hana and Oi started talking. Oi thought Hana seemed very nice, until suddenly Hana asked if Oi had already slept with Sawatari. Disconcerted, Oi quickly denied it, but Hana insisted, asking if they had had any kind of intimacy. Oi, running and nervous, said no. Hana then, seriously, said that if they didn't take the relationship to the next level, maybe he would never move forward. Hana offered to help, as she was Sawatari's sister, and wanted to see him happy. Later, Sawatari returned to the apartment. That night, Oi, after taking a shower, checked her messages and found a thank you message from Hana for the food. Oi thought Hana was a very nice girl, despite the embarrassing conversation they had earlier. Hana's jokes embarrassed Oi, but she couldn't stop thinking about what they talked about. Hana had mentioned that Sawatari was Oi's eldest son and that he liked women like Oi, which made her insecure about her own reliability as a partner. She got lost in thought, feeling a little insecure. Meanwhile, Sawatari and Hana were talking about the vegetables she had brought. Sawatari mentioned that she had left her scissors in the vegetable box, and Hana took the opportunity to ask about Oi, calling her the beautiful neighbor. Sawatari described Oi as a kind person and a good cook. With a smile, Sawatari said that Oi was like the oldest sister he had ever had. Hana interpreted this as a sign that her brother liked Oi, and quickly sent Oi an enigmatic message saying that everything was going well. Oi, without understanding the message very well, was dying of curiosity. The next day, Oi was carefully chopping onions when Sawatari praised her skill. She showed him how to do it, and together they prepared a beautiful dish called mapo tofu. Sawatari joked that if he practiced more, one day he could cook as well as Oi. This made Oi a little discouraged, as he feared that if he learned to cook, he wouldn't need her anymore. But Sawatari reassured her, saying that when he learned, he would cook for her. This made Oi very happy. After finishing eating, Oi remembered Hana's words about taking the initiative. Feeling at the same time embarrassed and determined, she suggested they go out together, as they had spent a lot of time inside the house. Sawatari agreed, but remembered that he was suspended from work and could have problems if seen on the street. Oi, in a bold moment, suggested they go somewhere far away, where no one would find them. Realizing what she had said, she quickly added that she felt responsible for his suspension and wanted to make up for it. Sawatari provoked her, saying that she had a crooked side, which made her all messed up. Back at her apartment, Oi was thinking about her bold invitation to take Sawatari on a trip, worried about the consequences if they were discovered. She realized that they hadn't even chosen a hotel and was excited about the idea of planning the trip. While shopping, she received some raffle tickets that reminded her of the day her umbrella was stolen. She noticed that the third prize was a trip to a thermal room, onsen, and thought it would be the perfect excuse to invite Sawatari. Although her luck was usually bad, she decided to try. The next day, Oi surprised Sawatari by saying that he had won a trip to the thermal springs. Nervous, she asked if he would like to go with her, and he enthusiastically accepted. In fact, Oi had bought the tickets herself, pretending that she had won. On the day of the trip, Sawatari arrived at her apartment, and Oi apologized for the glances, explaining that she couldn't sleep from so much excitement. While they were on the train, Oi admired the beautiful landscape of mountains and nature through the window. The smooth swing of the train made her sleepy, and she ended up falling asleep. Suddenly, Oi woke up, realizing that she had fallen asleep on the train and that she was leaning on Sawatari's shoulder. Noticing that he had also fallen asleep, she took advantage of that moment of comfort and warmth before the driver's announcement woke her up, informing her that they were arriving at Kawamura Station. They both admitted that they had fallen asleep, and laughing together, they continued their journey to the inn. They admired the relaxing atmosphere of the room, but Oi's thoughts wandered to how Sawatari's strong and warm arms felt comforting while she slept. Sawatari suggested they explore the area, and they left, only to discover that the first door they visited was closed. Without getting discouraged, they decided to walk around the city. When they arrived at a viewpoint, Oi struggled with her skirt and large breasts, obstructing her vision. Sawatari offered her hand, and she anxiously accepted, feeling moved by the simple but intimate gesture. The landscape was breathtaking, but the altitude made Sawatari feel cold, while Oi remained warmed up by the previous emotion. When they returned, they found a stone in the path that made Oi twist her ankle. Meanwhile, Hana, returning to her classroom, reflected on the couple's journey, hoping that they would fall in love and planning to get all the details of Oi later. Stuck in the rain and with Oi's injured ankle, Sawatari decided to carry her back to the hotel. The proximity and the smell of her jacket made Oi feel dumb, almost dominated by the experience. At the hotel door, she promised to wash and return her jacket, although Sawatari insisted that it was not necessary. Later, Sawatari, feeling cold, mentioned going to the hot springs and invited Oi. She refused, feeling too embarrassed to bathe with others and opting for a private bath in her room. In the bath, Oi reflected on the events, feeling guilty for lying to Sawatari about earning the tickets for the trip and using her confidence for her advantage. She was worried that lying to a younger man would be dishonest and feared that he would be upset if he found out. At that moment, her conscience, portrayed as an angelic version of herself, reassured her, saying that Sawatari would not take it badly, encouraging her not to worry too much. In her bath, Oi debates between her angelic and diabolical thoughts. The diabolical side fears that Sawatari will never forgive her and may call her horrible names, while the angelic side reassures her. As she contemplates, Sawatari unexpectedly enters, and Oi, dominated by guilt, kneels down and confesses her lies about the tickets for the trip. Sawatari, although surprised, is understanding and does not seem to care much for Oi's relief. He encourages her to enjoy the time together and spends the rest of the day shopping, playing arcade games, and enjoying the stars. This time of union makes Oi realize her deep feelings for Sawatari. The trip ends on a happy note, with both feeling closer. Oi reflects on how she never felt like that with her ex-husband, and how Sawatari helped heal her broken heart. On the train trip home, they share a moment of mutual appreciation and affection, with Sawatari joking about not wanting to go back to work because she likes spending time with her so much. Oi offers to continue cooking for him even when he's busy with work. Back to their apartments, they say goodbye with a smile, but the next day brings disturbing news. While preparing dinner, Oi discovers from Sawatari that he has been transferred to a different company, which means he will have to move. The news devastates Oi, who sees her new happiness escaping. In her sadness, she leaves abruptly, and, despite Sawatari's attempts to comfort her, she can't hide her tears. Later, Sawatari invites her for a walk to the place where they met, triggering a nostalgic moment for Uki. He apologizes for the move, but Uki blames himself for his problems, feeling indignant at him for his past as a divorcee. When they are about to resign themselves to losing him, Sawatari surprises him with a proposal to live together. Dominated and confused, Uki seeks confirmation, and Sawatari reassures her that he genuinely wants her to be with him. He even admits that he was considering quitting the job if she had said no. Full of joy and relief, Uki awaits and begins preparations for the move. That night, they discuss the practical issues of packing and selling some belongings. Uki returns to his apartment and realizes that he doesn't have much to pack, but is happy to know that he will be with Sawatari. The chapter ends with Uki anxious for the future together, feeling needed and happy by Sawatari's side. Both spend the night packing, unable to sleep with emotion. The boy apologizes for asking for help packing, but she assures him that it is not a problem. They decide to sell some of their belongings to facilitate the move, planning to buy new furniture for their shared space. While the woman organizes her things, she finds a luxurious purple paper bag containing a ring from her previous fiancé. Although it brings painful memories, she realizes that she no longer needs it for security and decides to sell it, symbolizing her desire to move on and embrace her new life. The boy notices the bag and curiously asks if she is selling, to which she quickly replies, yes. After selling the ring, she makes a considerable amount of money and plans to use it for new furniture. The next day, after finishing his shift at work, the boy looks for it in a car borrowed from his parents, and they decide to go out for dinner as they have packed their plates and plates. The woman, unfamiliar with the area, asks the boy to choose a place and they end up enjoying a grilled meat meal. During dinner, they discuss their next move and express an intention to start their new life together. The boy expresses his happiness that she agreed to move in with him, observing how lonely it would have been otherwise. The woman moans, touched by his words, and wonders if they will grow even closer in the future. When they get ready to go back to driving, the boy mentions doing the maintenance of the car, highlighting his new responsibilities as a couple. The next day, the move begins seriously. The boy reflects on the unexpected turnaround of events that led him to live with an older woman, all stemming from the incident in which he defended her against a drunkard. Meanwhile, we see Hannah, the boy's sister, who jokes about his brother's adventurous life. She asks provocatively if he and the woman have already made love, expressing disbelief that they would live together without being in love. The boy, somewhat embarrassed, insists that nothing significant has happened between them yet, leaving Hannah intrigued. The story suggests the complexities and uncertainties of their relationship in evolution as they embark on this new chapter together. The woman concludes that nothing romantic will happen between him and the boy until they officially start dating. She reflects on how surprising it is that her brother, who is finally showing a masculine side, chose such a shy woman. At this point, she receives a call saying that their grandmother was talking, and while she was talking, the scene returned to the woman in her old apartment, making sure that everything was in order before leaving. The boy arrives and asks if she is ready. She confirms, but inside she is saying goodbye, not only to the apartment, but to her past life, while reflecting on how much has changed since she moved there. The woman tells the boy that they can go. He seems thoughtful and nervous, and when she asks what is wrong, he admits that living with someone for the first time makes him anxious. Gathering courage, he asks if she would like to officially start dating him. The scene changes to the boy's sister, who is waiting for them on the outside. Meanwhile, she finishes her conversation with her grandmother and wonders what the couple is doing. The woman, very angry, is in the boy's arms, and he says he is just holding her. The sister, realizing the situation, comments in a playful way that she can see it. The woman, taken by happiness, says she can't walk, and the sister, a little confused, wishes them happiness as they leave the car. As they drive, the boy and the woman talk about the new adventure. The woman expresses her excitement, feeling lucky and grateful to be with him, and declares that they are now officially a couple. The boy promises to do his best. They talk about their plans for the future, including a long day of travel until they arrive at the new house. The boy mentions that he wants to visit a restaurant famous for its desserts, and the woman agrees cheerfully, eager to explore new places next to him. The next day, we see them cleaning up everything, with the boy taking the trash outside and saying goodbye to the woman while she finishes organizing the last bags. There is a brief retrospective of the events that brought them there. The woman finds a street cat but is ignored, which is frustrating. She remembers that she wanted to buy a bike and finds one on sale, but during a ride, the chain breaks. She has an accident and damages the bike. The boy arrives and finds her injured and with bandages. She explains what happened and he fixes the bike, impressing her with his reliability. Touched by his care, the woman admits to herself how much she loves him. When the boy asks her if she said anything, she, embarrassed and choked, denies. The chapter ends with the couple starting to create roots and build a future together. The next day, they go out to eat, and the boy praises her food. She thanks him and mentions that she finished tidying up everything. She considers looking for a part-time job to contribute financially and not depend only on him. The boy shows concern, but she insists on finding a job close to home to share the expenses. The next day, she visits the mall, notes down some job opportunities, and shares with the boy, explaining that she wants to change areas and stop working in supermarkets. The boy, a little embarrassed, remembers how cute she was on the inside, a sign that he is more and more in love with her, but she sees everything as a great adventure. A few days later, she started a new job and was adapting well. Even the senpai at work praised her, and she was happy for her boss to be a cool person. When the shift was over, she went home by bike. On the way, she noticed a new shortcut and thought it would be faster, but ended up getting lost. Sabatari was already at home and asked why she was late. She replied that there are no shortcuts in life, confusing Sabatari. He told her to go rest and prepared a cold tea. She knelt down, saying she couldn't move her legs anymore and couldn't go up to the third floor of the apartment. Salvatore carried her to the apartment. The next day at work, she was more strange and disorganized. At home, Salvatore came back from work while she was cooking. He brought a baggage of alcoholic beverages, and she said they would both be on leave the next day, so she would prepare some snacks, and the two would relax at night. He agreed, and she prepared the snacks, which Salvatore praised, saying they were delicious. She was happy because her ex-husband drank a lot, and although she always prepared snacks for him, he never praised her, which undermined her confidence. They drank a little, and she got so drunk that she couldn't help but speak ill of her ex-husband, saying that, in comparison, Salvatore-kun was a good boy and praised him too much. The next day, she woke up late and apologized to Salvatore for the problems of the previous night. At work, Senpai asked if she was really divorced. Senpai also revealed that she was divorced and that her son was in the 3rd grade. OK replied that he had no children, and Senpai asked why she was no longer advancing in her relationship with her current boyfriend. OK said they weren't at that level yet. Senpai asked how she felt about her boyfriend, and OK replied that he was too good. Senpai concluded that she was already in love and that she was taking everything very slowly. She suggested some ideas to speed things up. At night, OK arrived home and asked Salvatore if they could go out on their day off. She said that Senpai suggested some tourist spots nearby and that she would like to visit a famous sanctuary to promote love encounters. She was very angry, but he promptly accepted. The next day, they went to the sanctuary, which was packed for being a holiday. She thought there were a lot of young people there and that it would be a bit embarrassing to get together and pray, but she focused on her request to stay united with Salvatore-kun. Although she didn't know exactly what to ask, they continued to have fun until sunset when they decided to go home. At the station, which was crowded, Salvatore held Okai's hand in front of everyone, and she was taken by happiness. They were very close on the train, and she thought the sanctuary had given a quick result. She was so involved in the moment that she ended up taking the wrong bus, and the two went to stop in a scary area without public lighting. They walked a lot, and she was so tired that her shoe got stuck in a well and she fell into the bushes. Salvatore carried her on his back. She was embarrassed, thinking it was heavy, that she should have lost weight and that her skirt was all wet and she was sweating. But he said that once he wanted to be a firefighter, so he trained a lot, but was rejected in the written test. He wanted to be a firefighter because he said it would be amazing to save lives, and she agreed, saying it was the perfect job for Salvatore-kun. Salvatore commented that his salary would be reduced, so he was thinking of changing jobs and that they might need more money in the future. She cried, thinking if he was talking about marriage and if he wanted to have children with her. Then they saw a light ahead and Salvatore ran, carrying her. Eventually, they got to a cafe. There, the woman took a shower, and when she left, she saw the boy sleeping. She thought he must be tired of having carried her for so long. With a cross-eyed look, she approached him and whispered, "Thank you for always helping me. I love you." She wanted to kiss him, but was embarrassed, so she decided to lie down next to him, using as an excuse the fact that the blanket was too small. The night passed, the dawn came, and the woman got up. During the night, the boy had ended up hugging her with one of his arms. She felt deeply touched and happy with that hug. After enjoying the moment, they both woke up, went down to eat, and then took the bus back home. The woman commented that a lot had happened, but despite everything, the trip was really fun. She felt she had gotten to know the boy even better, perhaps thanks to the amulet she had kept hidden from him. A few days later, she told her boss, Suma, about the trip. When the boss asked where they spent the night, she, excited, said they slept in a cafe. The boss joked, asking if she thought she was a college student and if she didn't worry about the noise that could pass through the walls. The confused woman asked what noise, and the boss taught more intimate activities, making the woman cry and ask her not to play with that kind of thing. The boss laughed and suggested a cheap hotel for the next time, but the woman quickly clarified that none of this happened. The next day, the boy got home and the excited woman showed him her first checkbook. Both were very happy, and she suggested they use the extra money to buy furniture for the house. At the furniture store, the woman said there were good things for affordable prices. They threw rock, paper, scissors to decide who would set the budget, and the boy won. He chose a kitchen shelf, but the woman didn't like it. She saw a sofa and imagined the two of them watching TV together. Then she noticed a king-size bed and imagined how it would be to sleep next to him. Determined to buy the bed, she checked the price and was shocked to see that it cost 100,000 yen. She was disappointed, but then she pulled a mysterious envelope. She asked the boy what he thought about the bed, and he tried it, saying it looked like a trampoline, but that it was well above the budget. The woman interrupted him, revealing that she had more money than they had planned. When the boy asked where the money came from, she joked and said it was a secret. Later, she confessed to herself that the money came from the sale of her old engagement ring, but decided to keep that part for herself. She thought they could use the money, since the current bed was hurting his back. The boy was satisfied with the explanation, and the woman reflected on her painful past, feeling that no one would expect her to be happy now. After buying the bed, the saleswoman said the delivery would be later, as they were busy at the time. The boy chose and said they could wait, offering to do a massage as compensation for waiting. The woman received an unexpected reward when the boy did the massage. She felt excited and nervous, crying when asked if he was good at it. He confidently said yes. She asked if she could take a bath first, and he said a hot bath would make the massage even more effective. After the bath, the boy prepared the bed for her, ensuring that he would be careful. Although she felt a little unprepared, she asked him to be kind. He reassured her, saying to trust him. When the massage started, the woman slowly let herself go, taking advantage of the boy's firm hands and delicate movements. When it was over, he asked her what she thought, and she, completely relaxed, said it was amazing. The boy was proud and confident. The woman said she felt lighter, and he promised she would do the massage whenever she wanted. She said she wanted another one soon. On the boy's day off, the heat was strong, and he suggested going to the beach. The woman was surprised and joking, saying she was not so young to wear a swimsuit, but that she would make an effort if he wanted to see her like that. He quickly clarified that he just wanted to take a walk, and she laughed at his hasty assumption. On the beach, they took advantage of a walk with the breeze. The boy found a shell and showed it to her, who admired her beauty. When she went down to get more shells, a wave hit her, soaking her completely. The boy zommed, asking if she was okay. She laughed, took off her shoes and wet socks, and the two went into the sea together, spending the day having fun. Then the boss commented that she seemed to have enjoyed the summer well, noticing a new tan. Days later, after finishing a meal, the boy suggested going to the store to buy an ice cream, saying he wanted to try it with a little alcohol because he heard it was delicious. At the store, while choosing an ice cream, the woman found the boss, who was there buying rum for her son and several beers. The boss joked, asking if they were there to replenish the stock of condoms, making the woman cry and quickly explain that they were just buying ice cream. The boss talked to the boy, saying that the woman had talked a lot about him, calling him a homemaker, attentive, and a good boy. She also commented on his massage skills, which made him smile. When they said goodbye, the boss said they brought good memories. The couple tried the ice cream with whiskey and found it delicious, wanting to repeat. While they watched the news, they learned that a big storm was approaching, so they decided to stock up on supplements. The store was packed, and the boy joked that it looked like they were going camping. When they left, it was raining a lot. The boy took them home carefully, but quickly, and they were already soaked when they arrived. They decided to take a hot bath to warm up and avoid catching a cold. Then they sat together at the table, when suddenly, the energy ran out. The boy quickly took a flashlight. The woman noticed that they were alone in the dark, and her thoughts began to return to more intimate possibilities. The boy, noticing her look, suddenly exclaimed that he had an idea. When she asked what it was, he suggested, with a mischievous smile, that they play some dirty games, pulling a box from a red bag. To her surprise, it was just a box of cards. She felt a mixture of frustration and fun, as she was expecting something more romantic. In the end, they had so much fun that it seemed that Zeus had thrown a lightning bolt, and, scared, the woman threw herself into the boy's arms. He comforted her, ensuring that everything would be fine. She ran, taking advantage of his strong arms. The next day, the sky was clear, and the woman was full of energy. The boy, still awake, commented on what the storm had passed, and suggested that they go back to sleep as it was a holiday, and they were on leave. The woman asked if she could move the pillow closer to him, to be closer, and he agreed. A few days later at work, the boss asked the woman if she was free the next night, as her son would spend the night away at a school event. She suggested they go out to a bar, and the woman agreed. The next day, the boss felt a little guilty for having taken the woman out of her night routine, but the woman said that everything was fine, that her partner didn't care, and that she had left dinner ready for him. The boss praised her, saying that she was incredible and that the boyfriend seemed like a good man. Joking, the woman asked if the boss had a boyfriend. The boss said no, but when he saw the woman with the boyfriend, he felt a little jealous. He told her that he got a divorce right after her son was born, and that made her reflect a lot, especially because she envied her partners, who took care of the family, unlike her ex-husband. The boss then asked for another beer to continue the night. The woman thought that her boss was really good at drinking. At the end of the night, the woman was so drunk that the boss called her boyfriend and asked him to pick her up. While they were waiting, the boss joked that the woman had a baby with her boyfriend. The woman answered with a playful insult, making the situation comical. When the boss got home, he realized that he had lost the keys. Not remembering where they could be, and already feeling very drunk and tired, he decided to wait outside the door until dawn. Suddenly, a voice asked what he was doing. When he looked up, he saw a man named Takanashi who worked in a factory. He said it was dangerous for her to stay outside and invited her to spend the night in his apartment. He offered the sofa and said that it was not safe for a woman to be alone at night. The situation made the boss remember the employee's boyfriend, and she smiled. She asked Takanashi if he was sure of the offer and suggested that maybe they could talk a little. He opened the door, apologizing for the mess, and she thanked him, saying that he had saved her. She offered him a beer, but he said he didn't drink, even though he was an adult. The door closed. The scene then changed to the woman's boyfriend carrying her to the apartment since she was still drunk. When he laid her down on the bed, he told her to rest, but she grabbed his hand and pulled it over the bed, staying on top of him. He told him to take it seriously and promise a wonderful night. However, the next scene revealed that all that was just a woman's dream. So, the video ends here. If you liked it, leave a like and see you next time.